Health is wealth. Ever heard that phrase before? It's not just a phrase. It truly is a fact. I'm 47 now, and I truly see the importance of maintaining muscle mass the older you get. Because the older you get, the more your chances of losing muscle increases. Sarcopenia. My parents. I love my parents with all my heart. And they are dealing with sarcopenia. They have no muscle mass. No muscle mass. Now, why is that? It's because after they retired, they stopped being active. They stopped being active. And it's because of them, I see what happens if you stop being active, even into your elderly years. My parents have health conditions, and I'm going to do all that I can to ensure that when I reach their age, my parents are 77 and 78. My dad is 78, my mom is 77. And I want to ensure that when I get their age, I don't have those illnesses like glaucoma, diabetes. Lord willing, I never get cancer. So many things, because I made a vow to myself early on in my life that I will always keep some muscle mass on me the older I get. By taking creatine, by taking protein. I don't take whey protein anymore. I feel like it's a waste of money. I get my protein through food, like salmon, like kale, broccoli, walnuts. There are other ways that you can go about getting protein into your diet. My homeboy, he just asked me this past Saturday, what kind of protein do you take? I told him I don't take protein whey, and he was surprised because he was like, what? I told him what I do eat, kale and walnuts and salmon. But as far as taking a supplement like whey protein, no. I've been there, done that, and I really didn't see a difference. So I felt like I'm wasting my time and money on buying whey protein. So therefore, now I don't do the whey protein anymore. Just stick with the creatine and my diet of making sure I consume vegetables at a minimum of 5 times a week. At a minimum. Growing up, I didn't really see the importance of consuming vegetables and fruits. You know how when growing up, your parents used to say, always say, eat your fruits and vegetables. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Didn't realize the importance of it then, but now it makes all the sense in the world. But yeah, I hugged my mom the other day, and she felt so frail, and it's like, man, which made it even more clear for me to make sure that I keep muscle mass on me the older I get. Y'all see all these gray hairs. I gotta do something to counterbalance that. You know, I because of my gray hairs, people are able to look at me and tell that I'm around 50. But, you know, I make being around 50 look good, you know. I want to make sure I always keep lean muscle mass. Lean muscle mass. Y'all see that? Y'all see them guns? Huh? Check it out. That's those guns. Ooh, yeah. Dig it. Oh, you being Randy Savage. Cup of coffee in the big time. Dig it. But yeah, health is truly wealth. Health is truly wealth. And it's so unfortunate that many people don't realize this fact. I see a lot of people my age that I went to school with, and it's like, man, they broke down, and they broke down because they didn't exercise, they didn't change their diet, they continued to drink, continued to smoke, and of course, if you continue to do things the way you did when you were like in your teens and 20s, even in your 30s, then of course it's going to eventually take its toll on your body. Because the fact of the matter is, you can't eat the same foods you used to eat. You can't drink the same things you used to drink. And you just gotta exercise, become active, take your health seriously. A lot of people, a lot of men, maybe some women too, but a lot of guys don't like going to the doctor because they're always thinking in their minds that I don't want to go to the doctor because they might find something wrong. Well, if you do what you're supposed to do when you're away from the doctor, when you go to the doctor, when you go to the doctor, you minimize your chances of something being wrong with you. And in the meantime, you make sure you get your annual visits, your annual checkups, to make sure that everything is on the up and up. It may be your annual checkup is once a year, but hey, that's one more time than what you were going. If you don't like to go to the doctor because you're always assuming that they might find something wrong, hey, that would be great. That's preventative care. Going to get your annual physical helps you to prevent something in case they find something. Helps you to prevent it, and you can get things started, get the ball rolling sooner rather than later. Because if you wait too late, then that may be an unfortunate situation for you. But it is so important. And I have people in my family members, they don't realize the importance of it. My dad does, but he feels like he's at the point to where he's like physically unable to do a lot of exercising. But my mom, she's just stuck in her routine of doing what she's always done, and she's stubborn and ain't no changing her. And so also, my siblings, they know the importance of it just by from seeing me work out over the years. One of my brothers, I have inspired him to work out a little, but he could do more. I told him, just the other day he was telling me about he has a difficult time of picking up a piece of paper off of the floor. And it was like, wow. I told him, you're stiff. You're going to need to stretch. You're going to need to do some resting squats. You're going to have to practice learning to touch your toes. You have to stretch, period. You're going to have to stretch. Take stretching seriously. Do it as a form of exercise. Um, you got to, because if not, you're gonna become stiff, and then with that stiffness, you're gonna come a lot of other um, illnesses. So, I really wish that people in my family, um, anybody, I just wish that take your health more seriously, because your body is not what it once was when you were younger. The cells in your body change. I mean, the fact that you have gray hair should let you know, should make that even more evident that, hey, my body ain't what it used to be. So let me make some adjustments to my diet. Let me make some adjustments to my routines and habits and stuff, so that I will get better with age. But a lot of people are stuck in their ways. They're comfortable with what they know, and they are fine with staying in their comfort zone. But you don't grow in your comfort zone. You don't become better in your comfort zone. How you grow and become better is getting out of your comfort zone and taking your health seriously. I'm coming up on nearly 5 years from being alcohol free. And I always aspired to be one of those older guys that the younger guys will look at and be like, I want to look like you. I want to be fit like you when I get your age. But I knew that if I kept drinking, throwing back all those beers the way I used to, and having this big old beer belly, and my cardiovascular health wasn't as good as it is now, I knew that if I continued in the routines of throwing those beers back and increasing that beer belly size, I would only be making my health worse. So one day I looked in the mirror and saw myself, saw this big old beer belly, saw that I was the physique I saw in the mirror. I was disgusted by. I did not like what I saw in the mirror. And so I said, something's got to change. I have got to let go of my love for beer. Because at that point, I realized that beer wasn't helping me. Wasn't helping me with anything. Not in my relationships, not in working out, not in becoming the best version of myself, not in anything. So it was like, why am I being so loyal to alcohol when it's not helping me? It's hindering me. So therefore, it was hindering me physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so therefore, I had to let it go. I had to let it go. And now I'm nearly 5 years strong, alcohol free. And it's one of the best decisions I have ever made. Because alcohol will take its toll on you. Physically, mentally, spiritually. It will take its toll on you. And it's so unfortunate. A lot of people, they know this, but they're not willing to commit to letting go alcohol. Even though they know the result of it deteriorating their health. It's unfortunate. Some people would rather increase their health issues rather than decrease them and become better. Not just for themselves, but for their loved ones. It's so unfortunate that a lot of people refuse to acknowledge the fact that there is wealth in taking care of your health. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. They say when you know better, you do better. a lot of people, they know they need to stop drinking. They know they need to stop smoking. They know they need to change their diet, but they're not doing it. So that phrase, it sounds nice and all, but it's not true. It's not true. It's more like when you know better, you should do better, but you won't unless you commit. I'm going to get better the older I get. I'm changing. I have changed so many things. I mean, I changed my what I eat, changed what I drink, changed in my diet. I consume a lot of vegetables now. I'm very passionate about. I like fruit too, but I'm more so into eating vegetables. And at the time, I was talking to my homeboy this past Saturday, and I let him know that the older I get, the more I feel like the more I'll become vegan, because I feel like that would be the ultimate way of maintaining a good diet the older I get. So because as of right now, I have one day out of a week that I commit to being vegan, and that is during the day at work. I don't eat anything until after I get off, which is always sometime after 4:30. And that's something that I do eat is vegetables. And then that later on in the day, I'll cook. I'm learning to cook vegan meals, like chickpea salad, and a lot of other. I'm still getting my feet wet as far as cooking vegan dishes with this new vegan day that I recently started. So yeah, and I feel like the more time goes by, the more years go by, the more I'm going to become better at cooking vegan dishes. And in time, I plan on becoming vegan sometime in my 50s, Lord willing. And so that's the plan, because hey, I want to continue to get better the older I get. And of course, I'm going to continue to stay active well into my elderly years. I want to be one of those elderly people that, they got some YouTube channels, I think, healthy ever after. I want to be one of those guests on the Healthy Ever After YouTube channel. And that's one of my goals. I would love to be on that. I'm 47 now. I don't know if I'm old enough to be on there right now, but hey, one of my goals is to be on the YouTube channel Healthy Ever After, because I'm so passionate about taking care of my health, and because I truly realize that health is wealth, and I'm committed to becoming better and better and better, mentally, physically, spiritually, the older I get. Why? Because I owe it to myself, and you owe it to yourself. We all owe it to ourselves to do better and be better, so we can all make our worlds better. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. God bless. And remember, health is wealth. We got to do better, y'all. We got this. Peace.